Hello everybody, Martin here, back with another Legacy League. So we are playing OmniSneak, and this is round 2. And we're on the draw. We're keeping this hand. This hand, if nothing else, promises a turn 3 show and tell into Gristlebrand with Force of Will backup, which is, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, it's obviously the best if it just happens, but it is not. It's a long way to turn 3. So Island Careful Study makes me, Reanimator. Okay, let's let this happen. We don't want to play right into days. So tough matchups today. First Mud and then Reanimator. Neither of which are our, like, Reanimator just kicks butt on all the other combo decks most of the time anyways. And also makes show and tell like super, I don't know, difficult. We don't ponder here because, like I said before, days is a thing out of this deck and we don't want to just lose to days. So, but they could likely just have 2 reanimation spells, or like they could have force backup. So we naturally have to. So the thing is, do we pitch show and tell? It's the correct thing to do in terms of our own hand because we only have 1 ponder, and ponder is probably more valuable. But we're very likely to lose this match or this game, and if we don't show them show and tell, they might be thinking that we're like another deck, and they won't board for us here. So it's really like, do we think that they can fight back here? Let's pitch the show and tell and hope that they don't have a way to fight back. Or another reanimation spell. They don't. Great. Well, they could have another Exhume, but they don't have like reanimate. That was what I was most afraid of. Wow, all the show and tells. So let's ponder here. Hope to find another force. None of that. The 4th show and tell. Sweet, we found a second force. Okay, we actually are in this with a fighting chance. Now, the worst thing they could have, if they don't have another way to reanimate now, is if like they have Tidespout Tyrant in their hand, because that guy makes us sad all over. Okay, well, they drew that reanimate, so they might still have like because they would have reanimated before. They might still have like another Exhume. Oh, they don't. So now what we have to worry about is days. So do we, like, here's my logic. They don't have another reanimation spell or they would have cast it. At no point have we given them the opportunity to daze us. They have only 2 cards in hand. Do we risk it and pass the turn, or do we risk it and play show and tell into the face of days? I think we pass, but I could very, very well live to regret this, but yeah, we'll see. So what is this end of turn? Black mana. I can only think of Entomb. That's not so scary because they already did that part. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Okay, it's an Entomb. Iona, okay. I'd rather have them bring back Iona, funnily enough. Oh, Brainstorm. No, it's so scary. I'd rather have them bring back Iona because that gives us the out of drawing like sneak attack. I know maybe that's just complete nonsense. It gives us 3 outs. If they draw Gristlebrand, then they'll draw into Force of Will, and we'll never resolve the show and tell, but yeah, I don't know. So this is scary. Like, there are just so many things they could have drawn here. Like, any of their actual reanimation spells that just probably end this game on the spot, or like counter spells or discard. Yeah. So I guess I'll get to see if what is actually worse. So let's see if they are unable to find anything that makes this to stop this, anything that stops this, or like they can just draw into stuff that they can put in off the show and tell. And we can't even profitably brainstorm to find force of will because, yeah, then we don't find like okay, they found the force, so let's just concede. Ah, jeez. Well, let's see what we can do here in the sideboard. We definitely want the 2 surgicals, and I think I like bringing in all the stuff instead of having it as turn 3 plus Cunning Wish targets. Misdirection, probably not. Think we can cut a preordain and cut a pedal. There's a world where we're supposed to cut like the show and tells, but I think having omniscience makes it a little bit less. Like if we have like show and telling an Emrakul is just completely off the table. That's never going to happen. Show and telling a Griselbrand is maybe a thing like we were trying to do here. Show and telling omniscience if we have Cunning Wish seems like a very good thing. Show and telling omniscience if we have Emrakul also seems like a fine thing. Then it's basically just either like Tidespot Tyrant with the ability to cast 2 spells in their hand, or the Ashen Rider to bump off the omniscience before we can cast the Emrakul. Alright, so we want to be on the play here. This is an ugly hand. It has show and tell. Sorry, I mean it has surgical and nothing else really. Can we keep this? I think we have to mulligan. I think it's too bad. I think we can keep this. Yeah, we'll take the show and tell on top. So let's preordain first. We'll draw the show and tell. I suppose I don't hate drawing the land first, actually. Now, of course, our guards are down here for turn 1. Oh, no. They just have it? Okay. Looks like they're passing? Yeah. Or what? They are fetching in their end step. So they thought the better off it and thought they were gonna think they're gonna entomb now while I'm tapped out. Sure. Gristlebrand. Alright, well, Ponder kind of has to show us something good here. We even have to decide now if we play out the Volcanic or the Tarn. I guess if they have Daze, then yeah, if we find Force, then it's still important. So do we want to be able to fetch away the cards we don't want, or do we want to be able to... I think we want to be able to fetch, actually. In case there's one good. Okay, well, that bit us in the butt, because we want both of these, both the Spell Pierce and the Omniscience. But I think we take the Pierce, we have to. And if we don't need to use it, well, I guess we live to fight. They just go land, reanimate, and the Spell Pierce is just useless. So if we cast Show and Tell and it resolves, what's the worst thing they could show in? Like, what's it called? Ashen Rider kills the Omniscience, but we can Intuition in response. And find like 3 Cunning Wish. That's no good. So here I think probably we can't just tap out for Show and Tell. If they have like a counterspell, then okay, another Entomb. Sure. So if they have a counterspell, like we tap out for Show and Tell, they daze it, then we can't pierce, and we can't pierce on their turn. There's Iona. Well, let's, if they go, okay, well, we're gonna allow this Pithing Needle to enter the battlefield, but we need to fetch first to not have it take our land. So what do they name here? I guess Sneak Attack, right? Yeah, they name Sneak Attack. So anything else, or do they just pass? And where does this leave us? So Iona's in the graveyard, so she can't be shown in. So here we could Intuition for 3 Force of Will. Use Force to pitch Pierce. But I'd rather have the Intuition in hand. Let's brainstorm. Like, I'd rather have the Intuition in hand once Omniscience is in play. That might be greedy. So what are they hesitating about here? Okay, nothing. That was good. So let's put back, what do we put back here? I guess we put back, I'm just trying to work out, this is really tricky, right? We want to be able to force and fluster, but maybe not pierce. We need something to pitch to the force, though. Yeah. Let's put back intuition and show and tell. And let's pass. Now we can fluster and force pitching pierce, so we should be safe from anything in their graveyard. So they're just passing back. So now the question is, do we go for it this turn, or do we wait and draw the intuition? I kind of feel like waiting because now I'm worried that they have Tidespout Tyrant in hand. And I mean, at that point, we might need the intuition as well. We shouldn't have played out the pedal then. We want the Flusterstorm counter, probably. Let's force this pitching Pierce. This is an intense matchup. So it's pretty obvious they have something else in hand. I mean, so were they just sitting waiting to draw the Exhume, or were they waiting to draw like a counter spell to protect the Exhume? Okay, so they're forcing pitching Inkwell. So let's, like Exhume is 1, Force of Will is 2, Force of Will is 3, Flusterstorm is going to be 4. So I think we just point them all at the Exhume. Suppose they could just have like another reanimation spell, in which case we're out for the count. If we had then pitched Omniscience and not Pierce, we would have been able to Pierce if they have another. So maybe that was the safe bet to make. We'll see soon enough. I mean, it was the more safe bet to make, but. They didn't have it. All right, well, it's showtime. No! Okay, well. So it's a race then. So they actually had the Tyrant as well, but I guess no more spells to cast. Are you kidding me? Jeez. Okay, concede. Because they have Needle on sneak attack, so we can't really ever win.